At 22, Adalbi was a final-year student with one thing left between her and graduation, a research supervisor named Dr. M. He was respected, feared, and behind closed doors, dangerous. At first, it was subtle, inappropriate compliments, delayed feedback. Then, one evening in his office, he made it clear.
If you want to graduate,
He said, cold eyes.
you'll do as I say.
When Adalbi resisted, he withheld her project files, delayed her defense date. The pressure built. She stopped sleeping, stopped talking, and one day, in that same locked office, he forced himself on her. She left in silence, shattered. But she wasn't the only one. Weeks later, a flyer appeared on the hostel notice board, unsigned. Just 6 words. You're not the only one. Beneath it, a QR code. That single message birthed a movement. Anonymous stories flooded in. Victims, witnesses, even past students. A pattern emerged. Dr. M wasn't the only predator, and the system had protected them all. The survivors formed a secret student-led support network. They collected testimonies, compiled evidence, started a petition, quiet but unstoppable. When the signatures passed 5,000, the university's silence cracked. An external investigation was launched. Suspensions followed, and for the first time, victims walked into the administrative office not to beg, but to be heard. This wasn't just about Adalbi. It was about power, silence, and a generation refusing to stay quiet. The rape crisis was no longer silent, and justice had a name, every name that spoke up. They called her Mama Queen, a struggling widow. 2 kids, no job, no help. Election day came. A man with dark shades and deep pockets handed her a bag of rice.
Just vote for us.
He said. It felt like a blessing to Mama Queen. But what she didn't know was that her vote birthed a regime that would crush the very future she was trying to save. Years later, her brilliant son, Tepe, was denied a scholarship. There was no funding. Her daughter, Queen, dropped out when teachers stopped coming. Mama Queen now sits on her porch every evening, watching the sun set, not just on the day, but on the dreams of her children. She didn't know that one vote, one bag of rice, could cost them their destiny.
After 25 long years in America, Damien returned to his homeland of Anambra, Nigeria. A man weathered by labor, but full of hope. He had poured his sweat into a foreign land, built a mansion back home, and dreamed of rest in the place of his birth. But what waited for him wasn't peace. It was betrayal, lurking in the very faces that once called him brother. His siblings didn't welcome him, they watched him. They didn't celebrate his return, they plotted it. Greedy for his monthly pension, they saw not a brother, but a threat. One fateful morning, a stroke gripped him, paralyzing one side of his body. Instead of rushing him to a hospital, they shut the doors. They locked him inside his own home. Day turned to night, and Damien lay helpless, trapped, discarded, forgotten. Thousands of miles away in New York, his daughter, Linda, felt the silence. No calls, no messages, just a haunting void. Then one night, a dream.
Leave, Linda, Linda.
Her father, weak, reaching out from behind a closed door. She woke up trembling. That was all she needed. No questions, no delay. She boarded the next flight to Nigeria, alone, with nothing but a passport and a prayer. When she arrived, the family smiled falsely. He's not here, They lied, but her spirit rebelled. Her feet moved through the compound with conviction. And then she heard it. A soft groan behind a locked door. She forced it open. There he was, Damien, her father. Frail, barely conscious. Lips cracked, eyes pleading. A man who gave everything to his family, now treated like a stranger in his own mansion. Tears flooded her face, but she acted fast. Phone calls, medical aid, police. She would not let him die in silence. That day, a daughter's faith became a lifeline.